Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com and welcome to our best of video for the side step category, available for your 2009 to 2014 Super Cab F-150. As always, we do these best of videos to help you guys narrow down your choices a little bit more within the category by offering up 3 picks we really like based on my personal experience, in addition to using some customer feedback and popularity as well. One thing to keep in mind, guys, these are just merely 3 of my suggestions. So if you're not exactly in love with any of my picks in this video, that's totally cool. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Instead, I will recommend checking out the rest of our selection here at AT. But why add or upgrade your steps in the first place? Well, that's an easy one, right? To make getting in and out of your truck a much simpler task. Now, one thing you will encounter here on the site within the category are a number of different options. You got your Nerf bars, your running boards, your drop steps, and even some automatic options, but they're all there to serve that common purpose. So with all that said, what do you say we talk about them? First up, we have one of the most popular options currently in the category, and that is the Barricade 3-inch side step in black with the 90-degree ends. Now, the 3-inch Barricades here continue to be a crowd favorite because it's going to combine a popular size with a rock bottom price. In fact, these particular options right here are going to land you right around $100, making them the most affordable in the category and by a pretty sizable margin. And the reason these steps are so affordable is pretty simple, right? It's a very basic step in regards to design. You're not going to be getting the largest diameter here, and as such, Barricade is able to keep the cost down compared to something a little bit bigger within the category and therefore would require a little bit more material. Now, that basic design does include a heavy-duty stainless steel construction throughout, complete with the black powder coat as you can see right here, but quick heads up guys, you can also grab the same exact bar but in a polished finish instead for truck owners out there who might prefer a little bit more bling or a little bit more flash. You also have the 90-degree ends here, which I think looks really sharp because they tend to dead end right back into the cab. And finally guys, 3-inch non-slip pads for both front and rear passengers. And by the way, everything is backed by a 3-year warranty. Now again, you aren't getting the biggest area for footing with a 3-inch option, but at the end of the day, the Barricade 3-inch side step in black will be a simple and super affordable way to either add steps or change up the look of those factory running boards for the owners out there who don't necessarily need the biggest bar on their rig. Up next, we have a combination of my first pick, the Barricade, which you just saw, and my last pick, which you've yet to see, and that is the Smittybilt Nerf step shown here in gloss black. Now, even though Smittybilt calls these a Nerf step, I would consider this more of a traditional drop step in which you have the main support running basically wheel to wheel, along with the step which is a little bit lower, making it easier to get in and out of your truck. Now, in my opinion, a drop step like the Smittybilt here is going to be beneficial to just about any truck owner out there, but especially those lifted guys who want to benefit from something that hangs a little bit lower, and that's going to be the case here with the Smittybilt Nerf step. That's because those steps do hang a lot lower than a traditional Nerf bar or running board, which again will make for easier exit or entry of your stock or lifted rig. The only downside to that being if you do a lot of hardcore off-roading or wheeling, it might be an area that gets prone to being hung up on an obstacle. But basic design aside, here's what else you can expect with the Smittybilt option. You're looking at 304 grade stainless steel throughout, including the 3-inch Nerf bar portion, which again does run wheel to wheel here. That stainless does carry down into the drop step portion, which features a raised surface area, which is only going to increase your traction on those very slippery, rainy, or snowy days. Finally guys, these things are finished off in a gloss black powder coat and are rated at 450 pounds per side. So altogether, it's a nice compromise between a traditional height Nerf bar or running board and an automatic step per se, and at $400, it's far more affordable than those automatic options as well. And speaking of automatic steps, that brings us to our third and final pick here for this best of video, which is the Amp Research Power Step. Now, as the name suggests, this is an automatic step, so it's going to deploy whenever that door opens up, but then retract back underneath the cab whenever the door closes. So, going to make for a much cleaner look when not in use, but at the same time also allow for a little bit more ground clearance if you're doing some off-roading. Listen guys, the Amp Research stuff certainly is not cheap as the $1,500 price tag would indicate, but you are getting a killer product in return. Now, if you're not already familiar with the Amp Research stuff, the Power Step is a fully automated step. Again, it's going to deploy and retract whenever the door opens and closes, giving you the best of both worlds. And again, because it is automated, you're gonna get a step that hangs noticeably lower than most traditional Nerf bars or running boards once it is deployed. So stock guys, this is great, but even more so for you lifted guys out there, these things will no doubt make your life a whole lot easier when getting in and out of your lifted rig. Now on the flip side, with these things fully retracted, again, you're gonna be looking at more ground clearance. So if you do a lot of off-roading, not gonna have to worry as much about getting high centered or snagged up on your step here. In addition to just making for a much cleaner appearance overall with these things fully tucked up and out of the way underneath the cab. But let's go back to that $1,500 price point, because again, when you're spending that kind of money, you better be getting a solid build on top of all that fancy automation. And I'm happy to say that certainly is the case here with the AMP Research steps. In fact, you're looking at an anodized high-strength aluminum alloy for the boards themselves, in addition to the components, along with stainless steel pivot pins, which altogether will support upwards of 600 pounds per side. And that's very cool to point out, because a lot of times you think with a fancy moving board like this, the power or weight capacity might be down a little bit, but that is certainly not the case here with the AMP Research steps. But on top of all the fancy automation and the massive capacity here when it comes to weight, these steps are also going to include things like integrated LED lighting, which will help illuminate the step at night, further helping you or your significant other get in and out of the truck much easier. Finally guys, in the event that you do get a foot or something caught in the board during operation, the AMP Research Power Steps have a pressure-sensitive pinch safety feature, which will basically keep you and your family safe in the event of any malfunction. Now, the AMP Research steps are made in the USA and are backed by a 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty. So listen, obviously not a cheap option, but you get what you pay for here with the AMP Research steps. Now, before we wrap things up here, guys, I do want to point out that most aftermarket Nerf bars, side steps, running boards, whatever in the category will install rather easily using the existing studs underneath your truck, in addition to a basic socket set. However, in the case of the AMP Research steps here, there will be some light wiring involved in addition to the work underneath the truck. But either way, guys, figure a basic socket set in about 30 minutes to an hour before you're all wrapped up. Well, gang, that's gonna wrap up our best of video for the side step category, again, for your 09 to 14 Super Cab. Now, if you would like any more information on any of the steps listed in this video, feel free to check out the respective product pages at any time. In the meantime, I'm Justin, thanks for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.